Welcome back to the news. Now, the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, says its members will embark on a nationwide strike if government fails to pay their 2017-2018 book and research allowance by Friday. According to them, several pleas to government to settle the allowance have not been met, and the Ministry of Finance has also failed to formally respond to their letter. The association says it will give 10 days grace period after Friday, after which it will begin a nationwide sit-down strike from August 24. We've been joined in the studio by the National President of UTAG, Dr. Eric Opoku-Mensah. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
So, have you heard from government on the issue of your book and research allowance, when, for instance, they would pay?
All right, thank you. We had an executive meeting yesterday, NEC, and that was to help collate views from our campuses, because we asked that our executives go back to our respective campuses, organize the meetings, and let's take the decision forward, especially when government decided not to honor the payment of the book and research allowances as at 31st of July. So yesterday it became apparent that our members all over the country wants us to go on nationwide strike. But prior to this, throughout the week, we have been engaging with the Ministry of Finance and Education, and they have enough assurances that by Friday, the monies are going to be released.
Right. Now, so briefly tell me, why do you think this issue of the book and research allowance keeps coming up year after year, and you always have to push that to strike before government honors its obligation?
It's something that we cannot really fathom, because I think that our members are worried.
So has government communicated to UTAG whether it has a problem with the allowance, with the payment of the allowance?
Not at all, because I think in the 2018 budget it was duly captured. And therefore, just like other obligations of government, we felt there wasn't going to be the need for us to prompt the Ministry of Finance or Education for them to commence payment. It's a process, and we felt that once we were committed to the process and we did our part, I'm talking about the universities, government will subsequently also carry it out. But as you said, it's been a major problem, and I think that government would have to answer this question going forward, because UTAG, as part of our resolution, is resolving that we will not be doing this next year.
Right, now, so
we need to go ahead and be comfortable with what we do, instead of coming out to discuss our book and research allowances, in public, which is really uncomfortable.
Now, so the Vice Chancellor of UCC is quoted as saying that you don't use the book and research allowance for what it's intended for, and that you use it for your personal projects like building and stuff like that. Is that true?
First of all, I think that publication was false. That statement
false as in he didn't say it?
No, he did not say that. The one who made that statement was the Vice Chancellor of the University of Health and Allied Sciences,
right,
who was speaking at the function at the University of Cape.
But is it true?
That was the most unfortunate statement. And if you want us to interrogate the issue, fine. But I think that it's not fair, because as a seasoned academic who is a leading researcher in the country, he did not show a clear understanding of what the book and research. So what is that
clear understanding of the book and research allowance? Because I did speak with Mr. Harry Agbanu a couple of days ago, and he also did mention that, well, the book and research allowance is supposed to be for books and research, but then a lot of you don't do the research, but you buy books. Is that the case?
That is not true. Clearly, colleagues all over the campuses in our universities are being promoted. And this is the only job that, if you go to school, even having a PhD, you do not gain any promotion after that until you publish academic articles. And therefore, if we are not doing the research, upon what basis are we being promoted? Universities in Ghana are really under-resourced. Most lecturers in Ghana have studied abroad. And, we studied in places where you have access to modern libraries and all of that. In most of Ghanaian universities, as I've gone around with my executives, That is not the case.
Oh,
and therefore,
you.
this pittance of, book and research allowance is what is used to buy some books, do some instructional research as lecturers prepare to teach every semester.
All right. Thank you very much. Dr. Eric Opoku-Mensah is the National President of UTAG.